The no lacking challenge.
Huh?
If you're caught lacking, that means you don't have a firearm on you. So the way this works is the challenger pulls up on somebody with a gun drawn, and then they're like, "Are you lacking?"
No, that is insane. Like, what if they accidentally shoot? What's up, guys? The Anti-Hero here, and today we're gonna check out another video called Viral Internet Challenges That Ended People. So, like, I'm guessing like the ALS Bucket Challenge, because that's what I'm seeing on the front of the screen right here. I'm guessing maybe even the Crate Challenge. I heard that killed people. How can the ALS Bucket Challenge end people's lives? The Virus Challenge, y'all were licking toilet seats. I remember all that stuff. I kind of scrolled through this video, and I was like, I'm seeing challenges people have like lost their lives from that I've never even heard of them losing their lives from. I don't know, but we're here to get right into it. Like, comment, sub, follow the IG, join the Discord, and let's get right into it.
The internet has seen its fair share of participatory challenge style trends. While most are innocuous, today we'll be looking at the rare instances of them becoming fatal. Let's begin.
Get this, more than 250
Also, there's a lot of videos, so I might not watch all of it. I will watch the parts that I kind of do want to see though.
people worldwide died while trying to take a selfie.
What?
Death by selfie. You know, it was only about 15 years ago that simply snapping a photo of yourself and uploading it to social media was seen as novel. Like, selfies were viewed as cutting edge at one time, if you can believe it. An unspoken internet challenge came with the advent of the selfie. That challenge, of course, being who could take the craziest one. And unfortunately, some would find themselves in perilous, life-threatening situations trying to get a good selfie, especially early on. Take, for example, the tragic case of 3 teenage girls, Essa Ricker, Kelsey Webster, and Savannah Webster. Their selfie photo is often cited as being the first linked to fatalities. But how could something this seemingly innocuous looking end badly? In October of 2011, these girls were out on a hike near Utah's Spanish Fork Canyon. They were having a bit of fun walking around, taking photos, giggling, you know, teenage girl stuff. The group eventually finds themselves at a set of railroad tracks that ran adjacent to US Highway 6. While at the tracks, the girls were lucky.
Let me guess, they took a selfie and didn't know a train was coming? Like, you don't see the train coming when you're in your phone? Hey girl, let's take a selfie. Oh my gosh, train. And then like move out the way. Did they not like see the train coming? I don't know how you don't notice a train or hear it when you're taking a selfie. Like, if you got headphones or earphones, then I get that. But you taking a selfie in the train, like that's just crazy, man. Hey, you, like, comment, subscribe, follow the IG, join the Discord. Do it now, please. Love you.
Enough to spot a train coming through. A pretty good find if you're trying to take cool pictures. And it seemed they all had the same idea that many teenagers around the world were having at the time. Let's get a selfie. It's a pretty cool photo, all of their faces just full of glee. Sadly though, these girls don't know what's behind them. An eastbound locomotive was approaching from behind at the same time. But it seems because of all of the noise involved with the train passing them, they failed to notice the sound of the other one coming. Needless to say, the girls were totally unaware of the life-threatening situation they had found themselves in by taking this selfie. The oncoming eastbound train operators watched in horror as the girls stood almost motionless on the tracks, unflinching, with their faces seemingly fixated on the smartphone used to take the picture. Train crew members did everything they could in the short time they had, but sadly they couldn't get the girls to move, despite yelling, blowing horns, and making as much noise as possible. They were in their own little world, an engineer from the train is quoted as saying, totally oblivious to what was bearing down on them. A Facebook post can be found on Savannah's page with the caption, "Standing right by a train, ah ha ha ha, this is awesome," unquote. In what could have only been seconds later, the eastbound train, which was moving at 39 miles an hour, struck all 3 of the unsuspecting teens.
Damn.
When the eastbound train finally came to a stop, the crew leapt off and rushed to the scene of the carnage as fast as humanly possible. And what they found was devastating. Essa and Kelsey had seemingly been killed instantly, with only Savannah surviving the impact, but she was in critical condition. The teenager was raced to the hospital. There it was discovered that she had dozens of broken bones, internal bleeding, numerous blood clots, and a severe brain injury. The 13-year-old was put on life support and underwent multiple surgeries in the hopes of saving her life. Tragically though, doctors determined Savannah would never recover from her traumatic brain injury, and 3 days later, she was taken off of life support and passed away.
Dang,
the case
man.
of Savannah, Essa, and Kelsey is credited by many sources as being the first lethal incident resulting from people taking a dangerous selfie, which I think is quite saddening considering how seemingly innocent what they were doing was. This selfie is certainly an excusable one in my eyes.
Yo, that's crazy. I'm like, yo, if she lives, which I was hoping that she would. I was like, yo, if she lives, she's gonna have to live with the fact that her friends are dead. I mean, when 2 trains go by, you gonna think, okay, that one's gone. It's fine, it's totally over. But you don't hear the next one coming, and it's like, oh crap, I thought it was the only one. Like, nah, but rest in peace to them then. That's insane.
As it was an unfortunate freak accident. But the same can't be said for our next case. You really gotta wonder what this guy was thinking. The Russian grenade selfie. In November of 2017, in the city of Lubinsk, Russia, a 26-year-old man by the name of Alexander Sasha Chechik had managed to get his hands on a pretty dangerous weapon, a grenade. The man snapped selfies with it and sent many
Is this that one Facebook pic with him with the grenade in his hand, the pin is gone? Like, it's that one, isn't it?
photos of himself holding the grenade to friends and family members in an effort to get a reaction out of them. It was all fun and games until a friend received an interesting photo of the grenade. The friend says, "Where are you? Everything is fine?" Alex later responds, "It depends on what you consider normal." This photo was attached. And hey, you guys at home watching,
Yep, that's the photo.
notice anything about the grenade?
The pin's gone.
fucking pin is pulled out of it. Uh-oh.
I heard the pin can be pulled out, but if the lever is like flipped or something like that, then it's like it's over.
Moments after sending this image, the grenade exploded, killing Alex instantly and reportedly blowing his body in half.
Damn.
Alex was later discovered by police in his car, and they took an extremely graphic photo showing the aftermath of the blast that I can't show here. While you might suspect this to be deemed a suicide, according to the police, that wasn't the case. During their investigation, they reportedly reviewed messages sent to friends by Alex, and upon concluding their review, it appears the man mistakenly believed that grenades only exploded if they were thrown. Thus, he pulled the pin thinking he was safe, and kaboom. The incident was determined to be an accidental death and will be the last dangerous demise-causing selfie that I'll be discussing. The ALS Ice Bucket death. I hate to tell you, but one of the most positive and well-meaning internet challenges has a death associated with it, and the way that this happened is something you would never expect or predict.
We are following breaking news out of Campbellsville, Kentucky, where several firefighters are seriously injured after helping college students in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
The Ice Bucket Challenge was a worldwide phenomena that aimed to raise money for those struggling with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects the motor neurons in the brain and spinal cord, eventually leading to full body paralysis and death. No cure exists. While the condition is well known by the public now, 10 years ago that wasn't really the case, and you have the Ice Bucket Challenge to thank for the awareness. The trend of people dumping ice water on each other to bring attention to ALS on social media began in 2014. First participants were athletes who personally knew friends and colleagues suffering from the disease. From there, the recorded challenges went viral, spreading to the greater internet. Much of its spread was thanks to a built-in component of the challenge itself. You know, when you performed it after you got the icy drench, the challenger was supposed to challenge somebody else to do it. So it's like a chain reaction of sorts. And before you knew it, everyone from YouTubers to bona fide mainstream celebrities.
Nah, she had me dead, especially with that damn cinnamon challenge. Oh, yo, had me dead like 10 years ago.
Were participating, all in the name of raising awareness and collecting funding in the hopes of finding an ALS cure. Aside from celebrities, you also had a slew of everyday people, schools, and sports teams getting behind the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge cause. And sadly, it's one of these smaller scale ice bucket ventures that would end in tragedy. This is 41-year-old Anthony Grider of Louisville, Kentucky. Long before this story taking place, the man had dedicated his life to helping others and saving people, working as a firefighter and paramedic. The man was said to have been an uplifting individual, and because of his merit, he was made captain of Campbellsville Fire and Rescue in Kentucky, which is where this story actually transpires. When Tony heard that the local community was banding together in a show of support to help find a cure for a destructive disease, he was all in to help them. On August 21st of 2014, Tony, along with other firefighters from the Campbellsville Fire Department, were helping the local marching band at Campbellsville University. The band was participating in the viral Ice Bucket Challenge and wanted to do it in a big yet unique way. The plan was to have Tony and some additional firemen get in the fire truck's ladder and bucket, raise it over the marching band members, and then spray the group with water from above.
Okay,
and
not bad.
what was supposed to be a fun showcase of support for those struggling with ALS. When the time for the ALS ceremony came, many community members were in attendance. One photographer snapped a photo of the scene, the image showcasing the inspiring moment right as the band was being drenched in water, dispatched by Tony and a couple of other firemen. After the challenge was filmed, Tony and the crew were descended in the bucket ladder back down to the ground. But at some point during this descent, the bucket came in close proximity to an electrical line. While neither the bucket or Tony ever physically touched the line, the electrical current from it was powerful enough to close the gap. Tony and the other firemen were instantaneously electrocuted by the high voltage current, incapacitating the men and knocking electricity out to the surrounding area. The inspiring ceremony quickly turned into a living nightmare. The electrocuted firemen were eventually recovered from the bucket and rushed to the hospital, with the community traumatized but hopeful that they would survive. It wouldn't be weeks until the fates of these men became public knowledge. Two of them were released from the hospital and made a full recovery. Unfortunately, Tony's case was far more severe. He had taken the brunt of the electric shock and was in critical condition for close to a month. Sadly, on September 21st, it was announced that Tony had succumbed to his electrical injury and was pronounced dead. A public funeral would be held in the man's honor, which included a procession of fire trucks and hundreds of local residents coming together in mourning. Months later, Tony was memorialized with a statue at Taylor Regional Hospital. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the segment, you never would have expected the death to happen the way that it did. Death by—
Yeah, that's insane. Like, imagine y'all about to have some fun, you know, y'all unwinding, you know, just having some fun with the community, about to do his ice bucket challenge. Electric current ain't nowhere near you, but somehow, somewhere, it just tend to close that gap and just take a lot of people out. How do you take the full electrocution, but everybody else did not? That don't, huh?
Hot chip challenge. The consumption of spicy foods like peppers and hot sauce—
I've seen the hot chip challenge, people doing it on videos and taking their shirts off, running around eating these hot chips. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing, man?
has long garnered attention online. There have been entire YouTube channels that have made names for themselves by eating spicy—
Oh, the slobbering and everything, looking all crazy like a animal with what's that white stuff that foam in your mouth? Rabies. That's what it looked like.
morsels, literally getting views by just torturing your mouth.
He's shaking. He about to be on his last life. He eating that. Dude, there's a bottle called Shit the Bed. That's a thing? Why is it called Shit the Bed? Oh my goodness. That pepper looks like some out of Teen Titans.
You could go as far as to say that there's like an unspoken competition among the human race for who can stomach the spiciest thing. Oh, you down to raw ghost pepper without drinking a drop of milk? That there's— You could go as far as to say that there's like an unspoken competition among the human race for who can stomach the spiciest thing. Oh, you down to raw ghost pepper without drinking a drop of milk? You know, that's bragging rights. That being said, capsaicin competition doesn't come without risks. There have been literally hundreds of documented cases involving people being hospitalized or even killed due to adverse reactions from eating spicy foods. This usually takes the form of respiratory distress or anaphylactic allergic reactions. It's also possible that someone could experience complications from vomiting, such as choking or even esophageal rupture. While such cases are extremely rare, one must enter the arena of spice with caution. Which brings us to the case of the Hot Chip Challenge. The Hot Chip Challenge, as we know it, involves the consumption of this—
That chip just looked demonic. Like, when it looks dark like that, I'm thinking it's the worst one in the world. Like, this thing came out of Hades or something like that.
particular snack food product.
Like Ragnarok.
The Pocky One Chip Challenge chip. Encased in a coffin-shaped cardboard box embossed with skulls is the Pocky chip, a large tortilla chip dusted with powders extracted from Carolina Reaper peppers, Sichuan peppers, and scorpion peppers. The chip's potency has been estimated by some to be at over 2 million Scoville heat units, a pain level described by a chili expert as equivalent to eating molten lava. While certainly a hyperbolic description, if you watch videos online of people eating these things, well, there's no better way to put it. They look like they're about to fucking die.
Okay.
Oh, they're screwed. Oh, they're screwed. They're done. Either they're about to lose a bunch of weight or they're about to be in the hospital. It's either or. Hey, till death do us part.
It's so hot.
Till death do us part.
Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. It's so hot.
Of course, Kai's doing this.
Oh shit.
And Kevin Hart and Drewski. Oh my.
The Pocky One Chip Challenge.
Them dying on camera. That is a total live stream thing to do, but goodness, the pain that comes with it's got to be crazy.
Instructs users to eat the one chip and then not drink any water or liquids for a whole hour. You're encouraged to film this process and publish it online as
They literally asking you to die.
proof. Hence the viral nature of this fad. The Pocky's challenge became quite successful, and the potent chip could be commonly found in gas stations and grocery stores around the US after it went viral. But the growth of the fad was not without its health-concerning hangups.
I mean, they do.
Pocky apparently became concerned that at-risk individuals such as children and pregnant women could be harmed by their challenge. So to cover their ass, they later added a warning label that recommended such groups avoid the challenge altogether. But as you might expect, kids who were hyped off of the social media craze, they could care less about a label and wanted to get in on the one chip trend and impress their friends.
He's screwed.
Many children would be hospitalized after participating, triggering subsequent bannings of the chips in some school districts around the United States, with school administrators fearing that children would start doing the challenge at school and getting hurt. And a lot of kids were doing the challenge at school, but nothing all too tragic had happened yet. That was until September 1st, 2023.
A sad story out of Massachusetts where a teen who took part in a spicy tortilla chip challenge has died.
Harris Woloba, a 14-year-old from Worcester, Massachusetts, wasn't
14? I thought it was like 17. There's no way. Yo, y'all be having growth spurts like it ain't nothing. When I was 14, I was still a baby. Me and all my friends were babies. That's why we got baby face now. We're like 24 and shit.
in class at Doherty Memorial High School when one of his friends offered him a Pocky One Chip. Harris had apparently been wanting to try the challenge, so he ate the chip, suffering through the pain while in class. Eventually, Harris developed a stomach ache and got sent to the nurse's office, and there he confessed to eating the Pocky chip. The nurse then contacted the boy's mother and informed her about the situation. Soon after, the mom came to pick up Harris. On the way home, he reportedly started to feel better, and the mother considered the Pocky-induced complications resolved.
Okay.
But the chip was just getting started. Later in the day, at around 4:30 p.m., as Harris was supposed to be getting ready for a high school basketball team tryout, he was discovered unconscious by his brother. The 14-year-old was immediately rushed to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead.
Damn.
The one chip had apparently claimed its first victim. But how exactly? Harris's death was absolutely shocking to those at the school who knew him, and the circumstances surrounding it were a complete mystery to most people. That was until the family of Harris created a GoFundMe, which shared the details of what happened and the chip. The GoFundMe page would state, "On September 1st, my Aunt Lois's young son, Harris, passed away unexpectedly at the age of 14 from what we suspect to be complications due to the one chip challenge. Autopsy pending." The pain our family is experiencing is unimaginable. Harris was a light that lit up the room with his presence and subtle charm. He was an intelligent, quirky, and incredibly talented young man who loved video games and playing basketball. Our family is planning to lay Harris to rest in the coming weeks, so I'm hoping that with the help of this compassionate community, we can raise enough funds to alleviate the burden of funeral expenses for his parents and siblings during this incredibly difficult time. Thank you in advance for your support. Your compassion and kindness resonate profoundly with us. With love, the Lama and Woloba family. With the Pocky element now public, media reports were linking the one chip challenge to a death for the first time, and Pocky was put on notice. Harris's death and the allegation resulted in massive backlash for the one-chip manufacturer, whose branding included many macabre elements such as skulls and allusions to death. Their website header also had some death-associated iconography and messaging, such as the motto, "How long can you last before you spiral out?" In the wake of recent events, that rather grim motto was deleted, along with other edgy marketing mottos found on their webpage.
That's crazy, man. Like, I can deal with spicy stuff. Again, up to habanero is where I can take the limit. When it comes to that crap, I'm not trying it. And I know how my stomach can get when I eat like real spicy stuff for a long time. I'd rather drink liquid nitrogen than... I'm totally joking. I'm kidding. No, but that's sad though. Rest in peace to him though.
The No Lacking Challenge.
Huh?
The No Lacking Challenge is probably one of the most brazen in today's coverage. It involves two friends, or even rivals, who will test each other's readiness for armed conflict. If you're caught lacking, that means you don't have a firearm on you. So the way this works is the challenger pulls up on somebody with a gun drawn, and then they're like, "Are you lacking?" And to pass the challenge, the other guy...
No, that is insane. Like, what if they accidentally shoot? Yo, you lacking? Oh my gosh. No, I didn't mean to shoot. Like, no. I don't care if you're a friend of mine. You pull a gun on me, it's over. I'm calling the cops. It's a wrap. It's a done deal. I ain't doing it.
Is supposed to pull out their concealed firearm and be like, "Nah, I'm not lacking." And then the challenge is complete. Yes, I know, it's really black-pilling and fucking stupid. So if you're caught lacking, that means you don't have a firearm in your possession and you just got exposed for not being prepared, I guess. Now, it goes without saying, pointing potentially loaded guns at other people for social media attention is extremely problematic.
Right.
And there have been multiple instances where the No Lacking Challenge has ended up in people getting shot. Really? I never...
Yo, that ain't funny. You pointing at the people in the fast food restaurant? No. What if they got a gun too? Never in my life would I ever be around someone like that.
Never would have guessed. One instance involved two friends pulling out guns on each other inside of a moving car. And when said car hit a speed bump, one participant accidentally pulled their trigger, leading to the associate getting shot in the face.
Dumbass.
Apparently they were playing this game while going down the road. They crossed over the railroad tracks on FM 149 in Richards. When they crossed over the tracks, they hit the bump on the tracks, which caused the firearm to discharge, striking the victim in the face.
Another No Lacking disaster happened when a 17-year-old got shot in the head at a restaurant while two people were participating in the challenge.
Early Thursday morning, a 17-year-old was shot in the head at East Cafe on Union Avenue.
Dang, man.
According to this affidavit, 21-year-old Sherman Lackland was sitting in a booth with two people he knew playing the No Lacking Challenge when Lackland reportedly accidentally shot his friend.
A real loud bang, and then I seen the guy sitting across from him fall on the floor.
The most notable gun-related disaster allegedly associated with the No Lacking Challenge occurred in Houston, Texas. In Houston, Texas, on December 11th of 2018, 19-year-old Christian Johnson was at his home, hanging out with his friend Muhammad Alajil. Both were allegedly participating in the No Lacking Challenge, but as they brandished their weapons, something went awry. It's reported that Christian had his AR-15 pointed at Muhammad, while Muhammad directed a semi-automatic pistol at Christian's head. The friendly challenge...
Did they shoot each other? Yeah, I hope not, but is that what happened?
Turned disastrous though, as Muhammad pulled the trigger at some point, shooting Christian directly in the head. After his friend was shot, Muhammad dropped his gun and ran from the scene. Muhammad made no attempt to call the police, though authorities would catch up to him after Christian's brothers reported the shooting. During his police interview, Muhammad allegedly told them initially that he had shot Christian in self-defense, but later changed his story, saying that the two were participating in the No Lacking Challenge.
Liar.
Afterwards, Muhammad was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter. While police have asserted that the No Lacking Challenge is what led up to this killing, Christian's family have protested this, arguing that the courts are being too easy on Muhammad and that it was no game gone wrong. They say that the guy was trying to rob Christian. Christian's sister would say, quote, "I think he should be charged with first-degree murder. He planned to come into my house and kill and rob my brother." Muhammad, a Syrian citizen, was actually out on bond for an armed robbery charge before he had allegedly killed Christian. His new bond is currently set at $250,000. It'll be interesting to see.
These are barely even challenges. Most of these are like just like don't do it. Like it's just kind of stupid. Dying from the ALS, that was sad. The selfie, a little idiotic, but still sad because I guess they didn't hear it. The gun one, by far probably the worst one. And the ones I didn't see, I don't know, but this one seemed like the worst one. It's just so dumb. But that was viral internet challenges that ended people's lives. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bars, I'll stop. Also, follow the IG and join the Discord, aka the Heroes Association. Link in the description and in the comment section. We already got a few members over there who are really cool and chill. Keep it chill. I love y'all. Also stay safe. Until next time, peace out.